Once upon a time, in Springfield, Massachusetts, lived a boy whose family was of German descent, and his sisters experienced anti-German prejudice from the other children following the outbreak of World War I. It was tough times, but nobody ever imagined that one day this young boy would grow up and become the famous writer and cartoonist known as Dr. Seuss. But how did Dr. Seuss become a renowned writer and cartoonist? And why did he become a writer and cartoonist? Is he a real doctor? And is it true that he became kicked off the college magazine staff while in college as he was caught drinking with his friends? Did he really have a large number of hats? And is it also true that he never had any children of his own? What was Dr. Seuss' life like before fame?
It's time for me to answer all these questions and more, since this is ASMR. Aaron, back at it again with another daily video to help you relax. So lay back and enjoy the ride. I hope this read helps you get you through your day, or even better, I hope this video helps you gently fall asleep. I can't wait to get started.
This is the tale of Dr. Seuss.
Theodore Seuss Geisel, better known by his pen name Dr. Seuss, was born on March 2nd, 1904 in Springfield, Massachusetts. His father, Theodore Robert Geisel, was a successful brewmaster. His mother was Henrietta Seuss Geisel. At age 18, Geisel left home to attend Dartmouth College, where he became the editor-in-chief of its humor magazine, Jack-O-Lantern. When Geisel and his friends were caught drinking in his dorm room one night in violation of Prohibition law, he was kicked off the magazine staff, but continued to contribute to it using the pseudonym Seuss. After graduating from Dartmouth, Geisel attended the University of Oxford in England with plans to eventually become a professor. In 1929, he dropped out of Oxford. Upon returning to America, Geisel decided to pursue cartooning full-time. His articles and illustrations were published in numerous magazines, including Life and Vanity Fair. A cartoon that he published in the July 1927 issue of the Saturday Evening Post, his first using the pen name Seuss, landed him a staff position at the New York Weekly Judge. Geisel next worked for Standard Oil in the advertising department, where he spent the next 15 years. His ad for Flit, a popular insecticide, became nationally famous. Around this time, Viking Press offered Geisel a contract to illustrate a children's collection called Boners. The book sold poorly, but it gave him a break into children's literature. At the start of World War II, Geisel began contributing weekly political cartoons to the liberal publication PM Magazine. In 1942, too old for the World War II draft, Geisel served with Frank Capra's Signal Corps, making animated training films and drawing propaganda posters for the Treasury Department and the War Production Board. Following the war, Geisel and Helen purchased an old observation tower in La Jolla, California, where he would write for at least 8 hours a day, taking breaks to tend to his garden. Over the following 5 decades, Geisel would write many books, both in a new, simplified vocabulary style and using his older, more elaborate technique. Over the course of his career, Geisel published more than 60 books. Some of his more well-known works include Dr. Seuss's first book. His first book, And to think that I saw it on Mulberry Street was rejected 27 times before it was finally published by Vanguard Press in 1937. Horton Hears a Who in 1954. In 1954, Geisel published this comic classic, which teaches kindness and perseverance, from Horton the Elephant. Features the famous line, "A person's a person, no matter how small." The Cat in the Hat, 1957. A major turning point in Geisel's career came when, in response to a 1954 Life magazine article that criticized children's reading levels, Houghton Mifflin and Random House asked him to write a children's primer using 220 vocabulary words. The resulting book, The Cat in the Hat, was published in 1957 and was described by one critic as a tour de force. The success of The Cat in the Hat cemented Geisel's place in children's literature. How the Grinch Stole Christmas, also from 1957. Every Who down in Whoville liked Christmas a lot, but the Grinch, who lived just north of Whoville, did not. For 53 years, the Grinch has lived in a cave on the side of the mountain. This tale, where citizens of Whoville warm the Grinch to the spirit of Christmas, encourages young readers to do their own good deeds. The book was successful in the 50s and 1960s, but became an instant holiday classic when it was released in 1966 as a made-for-TV cartoon special featuring the voice of Boris Karloff. Green Eggs and Ham, from 1960. Do you like green eggs and ham? Readers follow Sam I Am as he adds and adds to the list of places to enjoy green eggs and ham, and the friends to enjoy them with. The book is written for early readers with simple words, rhymes, and lots of illustrations. One Fish, Two Fish, Red Fish, Blue Fish, 1960. Did you ever fly a kite in bed? Did you ever walk with 10 cats on your head? Another of Geisel's simple rhyming plots about a boy and a girl and their adventures with their colorful cast of friends and pets, like Gox, to the winking Yink who drinks pink ink. Dr. Seuss's ABC, an amazing alphabet book, from 1963. The littlest readers learn their ABCs from Aunt Annie's alligator to a Zizer Zazzer Zuz with playful, nonsensical illustrations and text. Fox in Socks, from 1965. In this silly book, Fox in Socks teaches knocks in a box, hilarious tongue twisters that are best read aloud, like socks on chicks and chicks on fox, fox on clocks on bricks and blocks, bricks on blocks and knocks on box. The Lorax, from 1971. Unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing is going to get better. It's not. In this book, Geisel warns of the dangers of mistreating the environment before environmentalism was even a trend. The cautionary tale teaches young readers about the beauty of the natural world and their duty to protect it. Oh, the Places You'll Go, 1990. Published in 1990, the year before Geisel's death. This book is the classic send-off for kids of all ages, from kindergartners to college students. Dr. Seuss teaches readers that success is within you, illustrating life's inevitable highs and lows. Other books by Geisel include If I Ran the Zoo, 1950, winner of the Caldecott Honor, and Hop on Pop, 1963. Dr. Seuss was also an editor of P.D. Eastman's classic, Are You My Mother?, in 1960, which was part of his beginner book series. Several of Geiser's books have been transformed into full-length feature animated films, both during his lifetime and posthumously. In 1966, with the help of eminent cartoonist Chuck Jones, The Grinch Who Stole Christmas was adapted into an animated film made for TV. The book was adapted again in 2000 as a full-length feature by director Ron Howard, with Jim Carrey voicing the Grinch, Jeffrey Tambor as Mayor Augustus Mayhew, and Molly Shannon as Betty Lou Who. In 2008, Horton Hears a Who was released as an animated feature film starring Jim Carrey as the voice of Horton, Steve Carell as Mayor, Carol Burnett as Kangaroo, and Seth Rogen as Morton. In 2012, the Lorax animated feature film hit theaters, with Danny DeVito as the Lorax, Zac Efron as Ted, Taylor Swift as Audrey, and Betty White as Grammy Norma. Geisel won numerous awards for his work, including the 1984 Pulitzer Prize and Academy Award, 3 Emmys and 3 Grammys. While studying at Oxford, Geisel met his future wife, Helen Palmer. The couple married in 1927 and moved back to the United States the same year. In October 1967, Palmer, who was suffering from both cancer and the emotional pain caused by an affair Geisel had with their longtime friend Audrey Stone Diamond, committed suicide. Geisel married Diamond, a film producer, the following year. Diamond is known for her work on the films The Lorax, 2012, Horton Hears a Who in 2008, and Daisy Head Maisie, 1995. Geisel never had any children of his own. Geisel died on September 24th, 1991, at the age of 87 in La Jolla, California. In 1997, the Art of Dr. Seuss collection was launched. Today, limited edition prints and sculptures of Geisel's artworks can be found at galleries alongside the works of Rembrandt, Pablo Picasso, and Joan Miró. 16 of his books are on Publishers Weekly's list of the 100 top-selling hardcover books of all time. In 2015, Random House's Children Books posthumously published a new Dr. Seuss book titled What Pet Should I Get?, after the manuscript and sketches were found by the author's widow in the couple's home. Like the cat in his most famous book, Dr. Seuss was a fan of chapeaux and kept a rather large collection in a hidden area of his home. Reports claim that he had over 300 hats at one point during his life. And so ends the tale of the famous writer and cartoonist, Dr. Seuss, whose rhymes and characters remain in the hearts of his fans.